are live. What is going on, everybody? RogersBase here with my live reaction to One Piece manga chapter 1135. Happy New Year, everybody. I got to make sure that everything's working. I got my laptop over here. There's the first live stream of the year. Hopefully, we're able to kick things off without a technical hitch, but I'm seeing a lot of people in here. My guy, Peso Pete, showing up at the very beginning. Welcome, Peso. Happy to see you made it live. All right. It seems like we're live. It seems like everything is good. I think we're all ready to go. So without any further ado, let me hit this and let's get started with my live reaction to 1135. This one is called Friends Cups, and the front page says Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 21. I'm different now, and simply all we're seeing is Tama kicking what's his face, the dude with the lion in his belly, right in the face. Hold him. I think is his name. Hold him. It's not going to matter anyway. We're 21 chapters into this Yamato opening cover story, and we've gone nowhere. So realistically, show me something good. Until I see Pluton in Old Wano, this cover story ain't hitting for me. So let's continue into the good stuff. We're in Elbaf now. We don't know what's going on. We got Twin Shanks, potentially, people calling him Stabs. We got all these other characters, so I want to see what's happening. All right. Very first page of this chapter, we got Bonnie hanging out with Chopper saying the letters are huge. I can't even read them like this. And the two of them just completely dwarfed by this book inside the library. It looks like we're actually going to get a look at the owl who runs the library too, which is great. We were talking about this last week. Or this wasn't last week. When did we do the last chapter? It was like 3 weeks ago because it was pre-New Year. Plus there was the break. I know the chapter leaked a little earlier stuff, but either way, we're here. All right. Biblio. Biblio is the one who lords over the library. Woo-hoo. He's been around here for centuries, I hear. All we know is that owl up there will make any book that enters his territory grow to enormous size. So, okay, the name of the owl is Biblio, the Owl Library Chief Librarian. I love that we're coming full circle. You guys remember this? 10 years ago when I started my YouTube channel, my old YouTube channel intro with the owl going, woohoo, at the very end. Very, very cool to see an owl character finally in One Piece, and for the owl character to be an Elbaf and to have a devil fruit power. This is cool. Okay. All right. Because Elbaf ain't affiliated with the world government, we don't get news coups here. But you can read little newspapers that the fishermen get while at sea. Okay, so they're basically living off of the scraps of the fishermen. I suspect the growth owl was the one that ate the grow fruit. It can cause any inorganic matter to grow. The perfect power for a land of giants. Once again, I'm loving this. Also, again, in terms of scale and size, seeing Saul at the bottom compared to Biblio, kind of wild. I know this thing was big, and again, its devil fruit power is to make things grow, but still in all. Oh, but actually, it can't make himself bigger because it says it can cause any inorganic matter to grow. So it's not like Biblio can make himself bigger. So this owl is just a giant owl. That's all there is. Perfect power for the land of giants. Okay. So does it take you back? And Saul's sitting there in the library with Robin. This is great. It does. I wonder if they have any medical books here. They do, but most of it is archaeology and history. We have some medical books in here from Elbaf, and you can see obviously Chopper super excited saying he wants to see them as the owl's glasses are fogging up. But they were always big, so unfortunately I can't shrink them down. So he's going to have to read them letter by letter. Okay. All right. Meanwhile, what am I looking at on this next page? What is this? A bunch of kids on a swing set? Louis pushing some kids on the swing. Yahoo! Yeah! Wah, 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 wah. Push harder. And you can see the kids hanging on for dear life while Luffy's slapping the back of the swing set, making them fly all over. And Luffy's having a good time. This is great. I love the giant swing. I'm so Bobby. Those children were petrified. How could you do this to them? Well, I tried to stop him. So, all right, clearly Luffy was having fun. Nami did not think it was funny. Smacks Luffy on the face. Smacks Usopp on the face. You got their giant welts on their head, too. All right, and she's saying, screaming at them with the shark teeth. I'm sure Randy's going to comment on this once he's actually doing his live reaction. But, Miss Gerd, they're scaring us. Oh, you poor things. A warrior shouldn't be crying. This is pathetic. Stop it, kids. Oh no, stop it, Luffy, excuse me. See, the thing, they're acting like children, so I automatically read it as stop it, kids. Stop it, Luffy. The children here are raised to be kind and well-meaning and pure. Hmm? Oh, you smug little brat. This must be a universal trait. So you've got Gerd sitting there talking with the kids, and this little kid is pulling a Momonosuke, bringing us all the way back to Zoe. The gag of the little kids knowing exactly what they're doing. Very funny. I'm really sad about this, Usopp. I know how you feel, but we can't complain about Elbaf trying to live in peace. See, Luffy wants these kids to be manly. He wants these kids to, start taking down world governments. He was expecting warland, and we're not getting any war here. So what's the deal? I'm really sad about this, Usopp. Look, it's going to be okay. Also, that's a great shot right there with the Walrus School, where you get like the actual scale of the thing itself and just how big that swing was that Luffy was pushing. The swing is as big as the top of the entrance arc of the school. Again, very cool things going on here with scale. All right. I found you, Straw Hat Luffy. What happened to being peaceful? So now Luffy wants them to start attacking. What the heck is happening here? I've got you now. And Luffy just breaks his sword immediately. The shield looks like something like a basic shield in Tears of the Kingdom or something. Kid slams down, sword breaks, and you see, Gear 3, Gum elephant gun, stamping down on the ground. Take it easy, Luffy. This is a kid. Usopp is agreeing with me, saying take it easy. What? I didn't even hit him. Even still, he's like destroying the ground around him. He might not actually hit the kid, but still in all, it's terrifying, this poor kid. Luffy is not messing around. I didn't even hit him. Still, it's going down. It's going down. Okay, and you could see more of the rumbling. You could see the little spikes, the little anime action spikes out the side, and then wah, screams from the rest of the kids. And Luffy's just laughing, saying, at least there's someone here that's got some backbone. And the other kids are saying, please, you're scaring us, Luffy. Stop. We hate violence. It's a new year. It's 2025. We want to live Elbaf in peace. Meanwhile, the kid, though, is happy about this. Kid seemingly on the other page was looking kind of scared, but I think he might have just been like thrown off a little bit. He's happy. He's like, okay, great. Somebody else wants to fight. And the kid's saying that was awesome. I could totally tell that you're an emperor of the sea. And Luffy, again, a little confused by this. Like, you literally just attacked me. What's happening here? And he's looking down. Okay. We hate you too, Colin. The wild child is here. Colin, you don't even go to school. Okay. Oh, so this is Colin from a couple chapters ago. When did we see him? We saw this kid before. Was it when we first got to Elbaf, or was it during Shanks' flashback or something? Now that I'm remembering, we did see this kid before. I thought his name was Colin, though, but it's Colin, C-O-L-L-U-N. Okay, the wild child is here. You don't even go to school. And he's screaming, shut up, you losers. I hate you sniveling weaklings, too. And the other kids are just saying, man, he's so vicious. What's happening? As he's still sort of tormenting the rest of them with his little broken sword, going back and forth, still excited by the fact that he could tell that Luffy's actually powerful. All right, so I think they did change it. I'm seeing someone in the chat saying, yeah, they changed it. He was the kid with Shanks in the bar. So they changed the name. I'm kind of glad they changed the name, because I thought, who the heck is going to name their kid Colin? It's a very weird name. Colin is much better. I don't know if that was a weird translation issue or what, but I'm glad we're back. Okay, there you go, causing trouble again, Colin. Huh? That was a really good swing, though. Oh, you're here. It's your favorite, Mom. From Mato. Mom? This is his mom? Mom, you mean Ripley's your mother? You're not teaching him the same lessons that your school's teaching him. He should probably apologize about the sneak attack. Okay, we're getting somewhere good with this. My dad is a human, you know. And meanwhile, she doesn't care about any of this. She's just happy that she got her lingonberries. Lingonberries, how sweet. My dad used to be a pirate, and he can even hold his own against the Elbaf warriors. Your father's a human? A younger man, actually. He keeps sulking that he's the only one who ages, and that's why he won't marry me. Wait. He's younger? Who the heck is his dad going to be? Obviously, I'm going to keep reading because I'm sure the answer is going to come up later in the chapter. I mean, because obviously there's options. You got if it's someone who can stand up to the giants, it's either, I'm assuming, going to be Shanks, it's going to be Stabs, or it's going to be the guy that we see wandering around, Scopper, or whoever the heck that dude is, Shiki, the guy with the long hair that we saw from the Crocus cover story, who's been wandering around Elbaf. It could be him too. It does say used to be a pirate, so that does kind of rule out Shanks then. It doesn't necessarily rule out Stabs, but it does rule out Shanks if it's used to be a pirate. Let's keep reading. This is very interesting. He's a younger man. He keeps sulking that he's the only one who ages, and that's why he won't marry me. I've always been his common law wife. But who's the guy think he is? Meanwhile, Luffy's completely over the thing that all of us are interested in, saying the library is cool and the books are huge. So Luffy's entered in, hanging out with Robin, saying, Luffy, I want to catch up with Saul, so I'm going to stop by later for the feast. She's like, I've waited all this time to reunite with this guy. Look, I drink with you at the end of every single story arc. It doesn't matter, all right? Let's see. It'll be fine. Their feasts all last 3 days and 3 nights. I'm going to stay here too. Okay, got it. Who's saying I'm going to stay here too? Is that also Chopper? I'm going to zoom in on the page because it just looked. Oh, yeah, that is. Okay, so Chopper's saying that. Cool. So Chopper's going to stay. Robin's going to stay. We're going to get a slight little character separation, but that's fine. This makes a lot of sense. I understand, too, that Chopper would rather read what's in the library. And again, Robin would rather visit with Saul. Makes perfect sense. Okay, and meanwhile, okay, you've got Lilith and Bonnie saying, don't worry about me. I've got to go ask for permission to put down roots here. And Bonnie's saying, me too. So are they going to end up staying in Elbaf? That's kind of cool. And meanwhile, Frankie is going to start explaining some stuff. He goes, ow! All right, listen up. Turns out this whole island is an Adam tree. The ultimate tree whose wood I used to build the Sunny. The entire island is an Adam tree. Okay, interesting. There are several Adam trees in the world. Okay, we're getting lore. This is good. Lore on top of lore. Listen up, the whole island is an Adam tree. It's the ultimate tree whose wood I used to build the Sunny. There are several Adam trees in the world, but this one is by far the oldest. I'm going to soak in the majesty of the jewel tree. Okay. Do we know that there's multiple trees? All right, you guys, fine. We'll go back first. I'm about ready to starve by now. But I have a request for everyone. All right, what's up, Gerd? What's happening here? Ooh, beautiful. Double page spread, and we're seeing the... Oh, of course we got to get the Elbaf outfits for the other half of the crew. This is great. Oh, I love this. I saw the giant face in the background. My eye drifted towards the little ship in the face, and it didn't see the outfits first. Wait a minute. So we got new outfits, okay, for Frankie, for Jinbei, for Robin, and for Brooke. Looking very, very nice. These are surprisingly comfortable and easy to move around in. You got Jinbei with his giant cape. He's got his like snake-looking belt on as well. Frankie's got a beard. Finally, he's got this long beard. Makes sense for Frankie. You got Robin also saying these are lovely. Thank you, Gerd. She's got, I don't know what's going on with those pants skirt things. I don't know what's happening there. Unless that's like a coat that she's wearing as a skirt. I don't know what's happening there, but the top is cool with the tank top and then the little fur drifting down her shoulders. And then you got Brooke too with his little helmet too going, yo, why, thank you. Do I look like a warrior? Completely covered in the leather. He's got the belt and everything. You're killing it, Brooke. But how about me? I definitely feel stronger. But how'd you have all these clothes in our size? Well, you see, I have a hobby of making human clothes. That's all, though. Honestly, there's nothing else. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. I'm so happy you like them. So Gerd is freaking out. So Gerd is kind of like Road then. Road likes collecting the people and treating the people like tools, and she's dressing up the people. So she's in on it. She might. I don't care what Gerd's saying. She's in on it. She was in with what was going on with Road at the beginning of this, with the Lego castle. She's the one making the clothes for those people. That's got to be what it is. And then she had to just go along with everything else. that the other new giant pirate said when they were saying that Road was a creep. She's like, yeah, he's a creep, and smacking him on the head. She's 100% like Road. She's a human otaku. Okay. Dressing up these people. I'm so happy you like them. That is just crazy that it says, I have a hobby of making human clothes, but that's all though. Nothing else. You could have just ended it if I have a hobby of making human clothes. You threw yourself under the bus, Gerd. Okay. Well, meanwhile, Luffy's saying, see you guys in the village. The rest of the crew's got their Elbaf outfit. Great. And you can see the ship with Colin on it saying we're going to catch up later. Okay. So once again, you got the squad splitting up a little bit with Robin and Chopper staying behind. Okay. Now, what is this? Arust Castle in the western village of Elbaf. Pipsqueak humans. How did we even let you in? We failed as guards. Are you in the Straw Hat crew? I mean, you must be if you're in this country. We're getting the first words of the Sheik character. You get ... We are looking for the person named Loki. Here we go. We're starting the year off right. We're starting off with some good stuff right at the very beginning of this. We are looking for the person named Loki. Yeah. Loki? What do you want with a criminal like him? I mean, he killed King Harold, beloved by all the people of this realm. He's the scourge of Elbaf, and no one's in the castle. Then where is he? Answer me. Well, look, I can't just tell you that, just in case you mean to free him. So you will not say, huh? Nope, sorry. Ooh, and we're already getting to their power. This is great. You see landing on the ground, little explosions all over the place. The guard's like, wait, what the heck is going on? Wait a minute, is this some kind of joke? And you see the crackling? Ooh. Wait a minute. Wait. Making the guard fall over. He's obviously in pain. You can see his hair flaring out backwards. The other guard going, what's wrong? Is that the Sheik character that's leaning down a bit? Screaming, ow, See, I would have thought this would have been like a gravity fruit or something based on the way that he's drawing this, because it looks like he's being thrown to the ground a little bit, but it could be any number of stuff. Behave yourself, you insolent lout. Did you think I asked you a question? And you can see the giant still on the ground, screaming in pain. What the heck? Yeah, what is happening here? He's got like bandages all over his arms and stuff, but what's going on? Unless he's... Oh, is she maybe controlling the bandages? Is it like a mummy? Oh, that'd be kind of cool, like a mummy fruit. Because wait, did he have bandages on the other panel? Did he have them on his arm? It looked like he kind of does on the other panel. I'll keep reading. What's wrong? Huh? Behave yourself, you insolent lout. Did you think I asked you a question? I gave you an order to answer me. And he's like, what the heck is happening here? Dude, a mummy power would be sick. I would love this. Oh, so we're not going to see more of that. Interesting. Yeah, again, you could see his legs have the bandages on him, and on his knee, he's like wrapped in them, and you could see the bandage on his arm. Was the I'm assuming that the at the beginning of the page, where you see little shots coming out of her, was probably her shooting the bandages on him then, and then yanking him into the ground. See, that is cool. I love the concept of like a mummy type character. And that also completely explains the weird look with the bandages on the face. Oh, I love this. I am here for this. This is going to be cool. Very cool. And yeah, you guys in the chat are right. This might not even be a double fruit power. That's true. Which would be even cooler if she's got some like bandage weapons or something that she yanks him down with and she's able to pull on a giant and bring him to his knees. This is cool, man. Interesting. Okay, so either way, she threw a bunch of bandages on him and brought him to the ground. And this is yet to be determined whether it's a devil fruit power or an attack or whatever, or a weapon. Either way, it's cool. All right, I gave you an order to answer me. What exactly is happening here? And that's it. Boom, brought to his knees, done. All right, Western Village, Elbaf. From the distant East Blue, we've come at last to this place. Wait a minute, that's the Straw Hat crew. The land of giants at last. The kingdom of the world's strongest warriors. And you can see Luffy and Usopp having a good time drinking with everybody. We're glad you're here. Also, this seems like it's a pretty long chapter. There's a lot of stuff going on. We've been reading the chapter for 20 minutes. There's some good content here. We're glad you're here. We've been awaiting you. These are the pipsqueak humans who understood and protected our warriors' pride, the ones who freed us from a prison of our own ignorance, who saved my life when I was in danger of vanishing into nothing. I love this. I love this. I love this. Dory and Bragi vouching for them. Oimo and Kashi vouching for them. Reminiscing on Eni's lobby. Haruden vouching for them after what happened in Dressrosa. Love this. All right. Elbath finally welcomes these little friends to our land. They're all screaming, woo! They might be small, but don't overlook them. Luffy's just laughing in the background. On the sea, Straw Hat Luffy is a great pirate. One of the 4 emperors. You got Sanji standing in the front. Nami, I don't know what's happening with Nami. He was front and center in the Great Wano incident, where that monster Kaido and Big Mom finally fell in battle. And you got Brook going, woo! Nami. They talk about Wano, and Nami just does this and goes, I don't want to hear it anymore. No more Wano. I'm done with Wano. It's 2025. Don't bring up Wano again. We still have to. We got the Yamato cover story. We're still getting some Wano to this day. Clearly, though, Nami's sick of it. At least that's my headcanon. That's my headcanon as to why it's probably just she's too loud. It's probably that it's too loud. She's got too much noise. But in my brain, it's them bringing up Wano Country. That's what it is. To the Straw Hats. All right. We raise these friends' cups. You can see all of them going, cheers. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Giant art spread of all these giants there celebrating with Oimo and Kashi and Dory and Bragi and the 2 giant pirates and the other Straw Hats and Jinbei with his new snake belt as well in front of the giant tavern. Very, very cool. Cool seeing all these other new giant characters too. There's a bunch of other new ones. I feel like if I zoom in on this page, I bet you Panda Man is probably here. This seems like a panel ripe for Panda Man. Let me look. I'm seeing the guy with the braids on the right, the dude that looks like out of Asterix and Obelisk. Got Oimo and Kashi. Okay, Dory and Bragi right at the front of the table. Some of the new giant pirates on the side. Maybe there's no Panda Man in this one. Surprising. This feels like one they would have hid Panda Man in, but I guess canonically he probably doesn't want to make Panda Man a giant, so understandable that we can't find him. And if he was on here, he'd probably be like a tiny, itty-bitty little silhouette. Yeah, no, I don't see him. All right, well, that's fine. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Just would have been a cute little Easter egg. All right, wait, we still got more of this chapter to go, though. And also, Viz is freaking out on me. So, all right, there we go. Okay, here we go. Cheers. So we're continuing where we left off. Bo-ja-ja-ja-ja-ja. I can hear them from here. It looks like the Straw Hats are back. Okay? What? You're the giant that they had captured back in Sabaody? Oh, interesting. They're bringing this back too? The very same. Stanson at your service. When I heard from Harden that he was under your lead, it felt like fate was at work. Did we know that he was the same one? I will repay this debt to you. Thank you. I don't think I knew that. Maybe you guys knew that. Tekking definitely knew that. I did not know that. He's the same one that was freed in Sabaody. A Stanson refresher. Oh, I love that Oda's doing this, reminding people. A Stanson refresher. Abducted while napping, this old friend of Haruden's was nearly sold off at the human auction hall. Luckily for him, though, the Straw Hat crew wrecked the auction for an unrelated reason, and then he was able to escape slavery. And you're seeing, I love the little panel on the bottom with him punching Charlos and Rayleigh sitting there and the giant sitting behind him. And Luffy's going, all right, I see. Well, look, I'm glad that you made it out. And now he's under Luffy, which is great. Everyone having fun? Chief Jarl, it's Chief Jarl. Who's that? Boja. I heard we got some little guest. The man's got a sword in his head. Chief Jarl has come all the way to the village. Look at this giant. He's like a walking hill. Beard Hill Jarl, hero of the giants, oldest in the world, aged 438. Yo, old man, there's a sword stuck in your head. Boja. Oh, this? Not to worry. The helmet saved my life. But it's going all the way through. To be continued, One Piece chapter 1135 end. Wait a minute. Jarl, if I am remembering correctly, was he not the one that Big Mom attacked in her flashback? Wasn't it Yorl and Jarl? And didn't she attack him? I see, the thing is, it's been a while since Whole Cake Island, so I genuinely don't, that was Yorl. Okay. I was like, I genuinely don't remember if he was the same one. Obviously, he's still one of the chiefs of the village. That happened back during this. Wow, so he was. Okay, Beard Hero Jarl. So he was present, though. I was right in saying he was present. But she killed the other one. She killed Jarl. Because that was the whole big thing. It was like a massive incident, and they were all upset with her. If she just like stabbed the sword through his head and he was fine, I feel like the giants in the land of war probably would have eventually forgiven her. But no, she killed Jarl. See, but I remember him being present there, but I didn't remember the connections between them. Okay. Yeah, Big Mom killed the Longbeard one and not this one. Got it. All right, to be continued, 1135, getting our first glimpse at the 408-year-old version of Jarl with the sword in his head. He very much looks like a Dragon Quest character to me, too. Like, the sword looks right out of Dragon Quest. The beard, everything. He looks like a Toriyama character a little bit, doesn't he? All right, 1135 end. Man, okay, review time. I think this is a really solid chapter to start the year with. There's a lot of good information here. That's a lot of lore here. Instead of working our way backwards, I think I'd rather just start from the beginning. New year, new me. Sometimes we work backwards from the big reveal. I feel like this one didn't end on a big reveal. It ended with the stuff with Jarl, which I don't think is that massive of a reveal. So I'm going to start from the beginning because I think there was a lot of lore that was sort of scattered throughout this one that I want to talk about a little bit. All right. First and foremost, again, as I mentioned when I was doing my live reaction, I really like the owl. I think Biblio is not only very cute, I like the fact that there's an owl character, but I find the grow fruit interesting because they specifically said it can cause inorganic matter to grow. So this is not something, I think like when you hear the idea of like a grow fruit, right? And you know of Warland, of Elbath, and the Land of Giants, and all these fighting, like all the fighting that's about to happen, right? You think, at first, with the idea of a grow fruit, oh, someone's going to grow these warriors and make them bigger like the humans or something, and they'll fight alongside the giants. Not the case. So it's only inorganic matter, which when you think about it, is maybe not super useful outside of, no, but even organic, because organic matter, that would include food. So you can't even necessarily grow, like you can't grow food. Because again, it's organic material. So I don't like, obviously it's cool for the books. It's cool for the giants to be able to read. But on the whole, like it doesn't seem super useful, right? Overall, it doesn't seem super useful to people that are not giants. I think for people that are giants, it's a very useful technique because then things that are normal, like normal books or, you know, normal cups or whatever can grow to giant size. But I think for normal people, probably not the best devil fruit in the world. Well, maybe I'm just not being creative enough, but I'm thinking about stuff. But if it's inorganic material, I feel like there's not much that you can use. Weapons, sure, you could do, or weapon transports, I guess. Like for the world government, you could make giant ships or something. They wouldn't have to make it. Isn't paper also organic because it's made of wood pulp? Zorro, you might have just found a plot hole with this. Right. Because it's wood, but technically there was like other things mixed in there. It's not just wood that makes the pages of the books. So things that are semi-organic can potentially be grown. But food and people essentially are the two big things. I think them, whoops, excuse me, the camera just fell. There you go. I was moving my leg around because I was sitting on this chair. All right, so people and food cannot grow with the grow fruit. And that's kind of all we need to know at this point. But everything else, the books and all this other stuff, man-made stuff can be grown. Okay. I also like that Robin, after all this time, is sticking with Saul. Because I feel like there's definitely a situation I could have seen in which Robin would have left with the other Straw Hats to go to the party that's being thrown over at the tavern, and then something happens to Saul, and then it causes her more pain. I'm happy that that's not the case. I'm happy she's going to be there and present with him, because I feel like Robin can act as a pretty good bodyguard for Saul. If someone tries to, and Saul's obviously a giant, he can hold his own as well. Also, see Teal Traveler bringing something up. I do like that idea. Depending on how the grow fruit works, right? If it's something like Foxy's fruit, where he shoots out the grow, it's not a grow beam, it's a slow beam with him. But if he was to shoot out like a grow beam, and like someone shoots a bullet and then was able to grow the bullet as it's flying and then cause a massive explosion, that would be kind of cool. If you're able to like mid-attack grow things, it's a pretty useful fruit. But in terms of everyday life, it's not like the most useful fruit in the world. But all right, so here we go. Elephant Gun, Gum Gum Gear 3. So this is the stuff with Colin that we were seeing earlier. Okay. Take it easy, Luffy. So then this reveal with Colin, right? That Colin is not only the child of Ripley, but then also you've got Ripley saying that he's the child of a human as well. So she had a relationship with a human, but again, the grow fruit, none of this is making sense. None of this is making sense. Your grow fruit can't grow the human. So this is like a snoo situation like Futurama with the giant Amazon women. So what's going on with this regular human that made Colin? What's happening here? It's okay. You're teaching him the same lesson that your school is. No, I see my mom walking in the other room. I'm at my parents' house right now. She walked in the other room with a sign that says grow gold. You could grow gold. Technically, gold would be organic material, right? Because it's something that could be mined.
No.
Why? Maybe not. Well, maybe, but I don't know. Maybe you could do that. I'm seeing people in the chat saying gold isn't organic, so technically your mom is right. It's not living. I guess that's true. It's not living. So you could grow gold. That's right. You could just make a lot of money. That's true. That is true. So, okay. So there's a use for it then. If you have a lot of money, that would be a good use for it. But we're moved away from that conversation now. We're already on the stuff with Ripley, and we're on the stuff with Colin, and we're on the stuff with the dad. But that's true. Mineral and metals are considered inorganic. So, okay. In terms of resources, it would be useful. You guys are right. You're right. Shout out to Roger's mom for creativity. There you go. All right. Now let's continue over here. Now this is also interesting to me. I want to catch up with Saul, so I'm going to stop by the feast later. Darashishi, it'll be fine. This right here where Vegapunk says, I said Vegapunk, but Lilith, right? Lilith Vegapunk. Saying, don't worry about me. I've got to go ask for permission to put down roots here. And you got Bonnie saying me too. Okay, so Bonnie and Kuma realistically could stay on Elbaf then. I know that Lilith last chapter, that was the whole thing. It was a topic of debate saying that Lilith was going to try to cure Kuma and bring Kuma back to normal. So they're just going to stay here while they're doing all this. Now that makes sense considering right when we got here during the beginning of the story arc, Lilith did mention, right? She did mention that the climate of Elbaf is perfect for the weaponry that was developed on Egghead Island, all the technology that was there on Egghead Island, like the clouds, and then also the island being an atom tree. Like this two-panel spread of page 8 to page 9 with the explanation that Colin is a child of both Ripley and a human, who again, people can speculate on who that human is. Then the reveal that Vegapunk is going to stay here, and Bonnie is going to stay here, finally confirming to all the stupid people who've been saying Bonnie's going to be a Straw Hat. Bonnie is not going to be a Straw Hat. Not happening. It's done, which is good because I would not have liked Bonnie being a Straw Hat. I'm fine with Bonnie being an associate of the Straw Hats in the same way as like Law or somebody else, but being an actual Straw Hat, I figured it wasn't going to happen. And I'm glad that this is like our this is our carrot moment, essentially, right? This little line from Lilith and Bonnie is essentially our carrot goodbye at the end of Wano. It's our, I'm going to stay here on Wano country for Yamato. This is death knell for the people that were looking for the Straw Hats, the new Straw Hats. I see people in the chat saying, Carrot, Bonnie, and Yamato joining the non-Straw Hat trio. There you go. Okay, but then this right here, on top of all of that lore, on the same page, you get the reveal of the jewel tree Adam, and that the entire island is not only a jewel tree, but that there are several Adam trees. Now, Frankie says here, it's the ultimate tree whose wood I used to build the Sunny. So my assumption is he knows the Adam wood that he got came from Elbeth. But then Saul clarifying there are several Adam trees in the world. This one's by far the oldest. I'm going to soak in the majesty of the tree. I am wondering where these other trees are. Because I do think that's going to be important for the story for him to bring that up, that there are other Adam trees. Because my assumption was that there was one Adam tree and one Eve tree. Maybe we already knew that there were multiple Adam trees, but that's just a tiny piece of lore that I think just got lost over time to me. Like if that reveal happened, I feel like that reveal would have happened probably back in Water 7. And that was a long time ago. So when I read that for the first time. So that was, when did Water 7 happen? Water 7 was like my freshman, sophomore year of high school, I think. Whew! Long time ago, man. Long time ago. I'm seeing Peso in the chat saying it makes me feel like we're going to see other ships and artifacts being made of that wood. Yeah, definitely. Mike Moore said that this was the multiple Adam tree reveal, but then right after that comment, I'm seeing C. Patrick in the chat saying that actually chapter 431 mentioned it. That Frankie said there are multiple Adam trees when talking about building the ship. Interesting. Okay. That's good to know. All right. So again, lots of lore there. Plus, we get the reveal of the new Elbaf outfits for the characters. So you got Robin and Frankie and Jimbei and Brooke, all dressed up in their new Elbaf outfits. That weird stuff with Gerd, where Gerd mentions I have a hobby of making human clothes, but that's all though, nothing else. So again, I wonder what's happening with her. She's obviously a weird otaku in the same way that Rode is, but she's just better at showing it. Also, Oda is not beating the drawing the girl allegations the same way. When Gerd in that shot genuinely looks one-to-one like Shirahoshi. Literally in that shot on page 10 and 11 where she's doing this, that looks like Shirahoshi. Like one-to-one. The eyes, the hair, the expression, everything. If you would have told me Shirahoshi showed up in Elbaf, I would have believed you. That looks like Shirahoshi. Yeah, she's a more socially compliant otaku. There you go. That's a good way to describe her. Just naturally, the girl otakus are better than the boy otakus. It's more acceptable with them. That's true. All right. Very cute. But this. So towards the end of the chapter, again, I love the whole thing at the tavern. I like the reveal of Jarl again, coming back with the sword in his head. But this right here on page 12 and 13, I think is probably the most interesting, portion of the chapter this week, where you get the Sheik character talking. You're not really seeing the Shanks character, which I find interesting. I think people were expecting the Shanks character to do something. You're not really seeing the Shanks character. You're seeing her, and she's saying, we're looking for the person named Loki. She's not answering why. She might want to free Loki. She might want to kill Loki. We don't know. And then you see her throwing what we've now, I think, decided are bandages onto this guard, yanking him down to the ground and holding him there. And you could hear the cracking in his bones as he's being held down to the ground. And she says, behave yourself, the incident allowed. Do you think I asked you a question? I gave you an order to answer me. So what exactly is happening here? I almost wonder, I know some people are saying it doesn't have to be a devil fruit, but in my brain, right, if you're a member of the God Knights and you think of the other Gorosei, and the other Gorosei, other than Garling, we don't know this about Garling so far, but we know this about the other Gorosei. The other Gorosei have like yokai-type powers, right? Now, I almost wonder if she has, like I said, a mummy kind of devil fruit or some type of yokai power. Are there like yokai that have to do with bandages? I'm sure there probably are. But I'm wondering what's going on there. Or see, you can't really make it out on the other page. I'm going to look back at the other page again. Let me zoom in. Because to me, see, I don't think, now that I'm looking back at this, I don't think she's throwing the bandages. If you look on page 12, he's already got the bandages on his arms. He's got one on his arm and then two on his legs. So maybe it's not necessarily that she is throwing them, but that she can maybe re-inflict the pain of old wounds. Because think about how Loki looks, right? Loki is covered in bandages. His whole face is covered up in them. And I thought that was just, something's going on there. I think there's something with her power and with Loki. And that she thinks that via Loki, she's going to be able to control him with his bandages. Yeah, maybe the fruit kind of acts a little bit like Hawkins. You know how Hawkins has like the voodoo doll fruit? Where he's able to create the voodoo dolls and like create pain. I almost wonder if it's something where she can re-inflict the pain of old wounds using these like magic bandages or something. The giant didn't have the bandages at the start of the scene. He definitely did. If you zoom in on page 12, you might not notice this if you were reading the scans, but if you read the official release, on page 12, on the bottom of page 12, you can actually see the wraps around his legs. When he says, "What kind of joke is this?" before you see the crack of whatever she's throwing. It does seem like he has the bandage on his leg. You can see it there at the very bottom, right before he says, "What kind of joke is this?" And it could be, because you could also see the bandage wrap prior to that. The only difference, which might be throwing people off, is that the bandage wrap, the first time he's talking where they're saying, "Answer me," you could see the wraps around his leg, but they're not loose. Whereas when he starts saying, "What kind of joke is this?" and you get the question mark and he seems to be shaking a little bit, it looks like his bandages are unwrapping. Because then you could see the little bit right there coming off of it. Maybe someone in the chat has a better explanation. I'm seeing Rob saying, check out the Manga Sunday room, because I think I'm going to explain it there with my theory. We don't necessarily see what she uses. So I'm going to check that a little bit later once we're going through the theories. But again, it does appear to be that he already had bandages, that they started to unwrap, and then he was in pain. Either way, it's cool power. It's a cool design. I like it. I'm also just like, I'm a huge fan of Egyptian mythology type stuff. So if it is some type of like mummy power or something, I'd be excited about that. I would like that. Yeah, and then we get the ending thing with the tavern and all them drinking with the giants. Get the little moments with Oimo and Kashi and Harudin and Dori and Ragi reminiscing, and then the stuff with Jarl. Overall, I think this is a solid chapter. I really do think this is a good chapter. I want to get to theories. I think a lot of stuff in this chapter and a lot of different ideas were probably brought up in super chats and probably brought up in the Discord room, and I want to see what people are saying. I definitely want to check out what people are saying there. So before we do that, though, I have to see what James did for the thumbnail. So let's see what James did for the thumbnail this week. Do a full thumbnail reveal. Now, I'm going to be careful with this because my laptop is plugged in and I don't want to mess up everything. So I'm just going to open this. Ooh, good work, James. Kicking things off with a bang. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to unplug this so you guys can see it. Oh, man. Look at that. I love that shot of the new bandage character. And you can see Shanks there as well. And they got glowing eyes covered in fire. That is sick. That's interesting, too, because he went with something. Uh-oh. See, I'm accidentally pulling my phone. I'm messing up all over the place. Hold on. Hold on. Here we go. That is cool. Also, I'm seeing someone saying, holy laptop dirt. No, look at the image. That's not my laptop cover. That's literally the image. He did a really cool job of like layering in these like the dirt on their clothing and all the other cool stuff. That looks really, really neat. Look at that. I love the design. Yeah, he's got like almost bubbles coming off of their cloak or something. It looks really cool. Oh, they mean the keyboard? Oh, the keyboard. Oh yeah, the top of the keyboard definitely does. I got to wipe off the top of the keyboard. It's got dust on it. My parents' old dusty house, so I got to wipe it off. How cool is that though, man? Absolutely awesome. Really, really cool shot, James. Well done. He never misses. He's like 500 by 500 at this point. Absolutely fire. Yeah, I love those. I also really like, too, that James, not knowing exactly what's going on with that Shanks type character, made a point, if you look on here, to cover the side of the face that would have had the scar. So on the off chance, if there is like a 1% chance that it is actually Shanks, which I don't think it is, I do think it's really cool that he made the point to cover it. So he's not technically wrong. Very smart. That's a very Oda thing to do, James. Well done. All right, well done. All right, now, with all that being said, let me close this out. Once again, well done, James. And I want to start reading some of these super chats and member messages. And of course, all the theories that are in the Discord as well. I want to remind you guys, by the way, that if you are a member at the Nakama tier and up here on YouTube, you join the Discord server. There is a Manga Sunday room. Obviously, it's Friday today, so we're not doing it on Sunday. But normally when these One Piece chapters happen, they're every Sunday morning. And on Sunday morning, the room opens up. You guys can send your questions in, and I'll read your questions and your theories live on stream. So then that way, if you're already a member or something, you don't got to donate and do super chats and stuff. Because tons of people would send in super chats, and then I would miss them, and they were already members. And I was like, what are you doing? Just ask your questions. So I put that in place specifically for people who are members at the Nakama tier and up. Again, on Discord, you join the room, you sync the thing with the room on Discord, and you'll be able to ask your question without having to send super chats every week. So there you go. All right, here we go. We're going to read the super chats first, though. So we got the first one. This first one is coming from Pure Power, who said, if the next gear is something like Gear R, like a stick shift in a car, what do you think Luffy's powers might look like or involve? Reverse abilities? I am of the mindset that believes that we are not getting any more gears. That Gear 5 is it. That's literally all that we're getting. No other gears. Gear 5 is ultimate power. I don't think we're getting any more. I would be down with like a reverse gear. I've said that before. Like, I think a reverse gear would be kind of neat. But my idea for what a reverse gear would be is literally already being shown in the manga. So let me explain. It's like, remember at the very beginning of Elbaf, people thought that Luffy was an imposter because he was going Gear 4 without actually turning into Bounce Man. You know how he like went Gear 4 and went with like the Gear 4 elephant gun attack or something? But he didn't look like Gear 4. So people were like, wait a minute, that might not actually be Luffy. He's questioning, eating the meat and all this stuff with Gear 4. Like, what's exactly going on there? Then it turned out like, no, that was actually just Luffy. He's just strong enough where now he could do Gear 4 attacks in the same way that he can do Gear 2 attacks or Gear 3 attacks. So my assumption for reverse gear would have been that while in a previous gear, he basically could use powers of the other gears, right? That like, instead of having to transform fully into Gear 4, he could utilize the abilities of Gear 4. But again, we kind of already got that. So to me, I don't really feel like there's a need for it. And I feel like considering how ridiculous Luffy's powers have already been shown to be, I think really he just needs to build upon like what's we're already seeing with Gear 5, right? So with Gear 5, the most ridiculous power in the world, it still seems like at the end of the day, the only thing that's holding down Luffy is stamina, right? Like in the fight with Kizaru, he was tossing Kizaru around and flipping him around and stuff. I feel like if you're able to take on an admiral like that, you're probably already at the right power level. But he needed the food to sort of get back to his normal power level. So what I feel like we kind of need to do is to see Luffy be able to sustain Gear 5 for a longer period of time without the need for food, without the need to take a break or have a 5-second breather like we saw back in Dressrosa with Gear 4. That's kind of what we need. Unless, maybe I just sort of explained what reverse gear could be. This is kind of gross, but what if reverse gear is almost something like he reverses the nutrition within his body? Because we know time and time again that Luffy, upon eating a lot of food, gets stronger. It's like a Popeye type thing, right? Popeye eats the spinach and then he gets super strong, and Luffy gets the food that Kizaru left for him and got even stronger. Wonder if maybe it's something where he could like reverse his nutrition, and even if he's already expended all of his calories and he's already gone through everything, he's somehow able to like reverse his body to get the food back. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would actually be kind of cool. And that would be a good explanation of the stuff with the food and what we're already seeing with gears and giving him back energy. I think that'd be kind of neat. Kind of like the curse energy thing in Jujutsu Kaisen. Yes, that would be cool. That would be very cool. I would like that. Like the mastery of stamina and being able to reverse the energy that he's getting from food. That would be kind of cool. Yeah. There's your reverse gear. That would be completely broken, infinite loop. Exactly. But that's what where we are in the story right now, that's what you need. You need something that's absolutely broken in order to be beyond Gear 5. When Gear 5, he's literally using Looney Tunes powers. He's like turning the ground to rubber and swinging Kaido around like a jump rope. It's got to be something broken. So if it's not something broken, I feel like, what's the point of doing an update, you know? But thank you, Pure Power. Yeah. Alejandro Solis just came through with the super chat and said, Sanji is the one to point out that the kids are being raised with kindness considering his childhood. I actually think I ship Sanji and Gerd. She would make cool outfits for Sanji. Oh, no. No. Let's not start with that. Don't ship Sanji with the giant. Come on now. He's already got pudding. He's already got Viola. He's got other options. Don't do that. That's funny. I mean, I'm sure Sanji would be very happy. Rob is saying, I ship Gerd with myself. You guys are goofy, man. You guys are very goofy. Oh, hold on. My web browser shut down a second. Let me open this up so I can read these other super chats. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Is the stream lagging for you guys? It feels like it's lagging for me a little bit. Let me know if it is. Because if that's the case, I'll turn off something on my laptop. Not really. It's just very slight. All right, cool. All right, cool. I've opened it back up. We're back again. Alejandro brought up the thing with Sanji and with Gerd, and then we got this thing from Stefan Dog saying, I got to start off the year by supporting, coming through with the membership. Thank you very much. Nakama. Thank you, Stefan. Saying, when do you think Loki is going to reveal his devil fruit, Roger? Whenever we see Bandage Girl come face to face with Loki, I feel like that would probably be when we end up seeing it. Yeah. Aramis said, so wait, was the egg thing not right? If you're talking about the egg on Roger's ship that we brought up last chapter, talking about the owl, I don't think that's been disproven. I don't think that's been disproven at all. In fact, I think us not giving an explanation leaves it to the SBS for Oda to basically eventually say, hey, the owl was the egg on Roger's ship. And again, the ties with Link's Awakening, the stuff we brought up last chapter, I think them not addressing where the owl came from leads me to believe that it could very well be the egg that was on Roger's ship. So don't give up hope. I really do like that theory. That was one of my favorite theories from last week. We are still praying that the Link's Awakening theory is true and that the owl came from the egg on the ship. Yeah. Oh, but it does say Biblio's been there for centuries. Well, who's to say that it's not Biblio's child? Who's to say that it's not another owl? Who's to say that it's not Biblio's kid? And that when Roger visited Elbaf, he took Biblio's egg and took it on the ship, and then maybe Biblio dies, and they're going to say, well, what's going to happen? We need somebody to control the owl library. And poof, Roger's ship, the egg from Roger's ship, right, is going to hatch, and then bada bing, bada boom, you get a new head of the owl library. Maybe it's going to be that. So Biblio might not be the owl within the egg, but who knows? Maybe Biblio's kid. We'll wait and see. Heart of Vanilla Ice coming through with a really nice donation saying, Roger, I really enjoyed your cover of Bluebird. Would you ever think of covering a song by Cisco? Probably not, because I don't know who that is. I'm much more in terms of doing covers of like anime songs or video game songs or like Broadway songs or things like that. Right? Expect more stuff like Bakamitai or like Let It Go or things like that. But no, I probably won't be doing any pop songs anytime soon. Pure Power donated again and said maybe none of the Holy Knights would have had devil fruits because it would be considered impure, maybe unholy or beneath them, maybe even kill them if ingested. Maybe the Gorosei might not be pure celestial dragons. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I kind of like the idea that the God Knights wouldn't have devil fruit powers. And if Stabs was in fact Shanks and Shanks' crew doesn't have devil fruit powers, I could maybe see that being more of a thing. But I don't know. I think I'm team this is the devil fruit power of the mummy girl. I don't think it's her just like throwing bandages. There does seem to be like a weird supernatural thing there where she's controlling the characters. So I don't know. I feel like I'm 80% that it's a devil fruit power, 20% that it's like some type of weapon or other ability. And because of that, that leads me to believe that there's maybe like a 20% chance of this God Knight theory being true. Or maybe the Holy Knights or the God Knights or whatever don't have devil fruit powers. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting thing to bring up, though, Pure Power. Thanks for bringing it up. David Ortiz came through with the super chat saying, Holy Knights are after Loki's devil fruit. The world government knows that Vegapunk succeeded at copying a mythical zone after Wano Country. Loki has a special bounty where he specifically needs to be captured, and York might need his DNA. So there you go. There you go. Okay. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. I kind of like that idea that they're maybe after Loki's devil fruit power. But again, I do wonder if there is a weird thing with bandages, if there is a tie with Loki already, considering he's covered in the bandages. So I don't know. We'll see. All right. With that being said, I think I got through the super chats. So let me go read in the members room and see exactly what's happening here. Hold on. Let me click this and see what you guys left in the Manga Sunday room. Let's see. Oh, we got a couple good ones. Okay. We got one from Joker's Fallen One. These are questions and theories from my Nakama over on Discord. Joker's Fallen One said, it's weird for the Giants to not know Biblio's age, since they themselves has long lifespans. I wonder if the owl could maybe be a reference to Avatar, or maybe another one of Joy Boy's companions from the Void Century, or the Egg on Rogers ship, potentially, you know? I didn't say that in there, but I'm bringing it up. Joy Boy did have Zunisha and Emmett, so maybe it wouldn't be too far-fetched. I mean, I do like the idea of it being a Joy Boy companion from the Void Century, a la Zunisha and Emmett. That would be kind of cool. I like that. Clax brings up in the Discord room, it's not exactly related to this specific chapter, but how many big players do you think that we have left that haven't been revealed yet? I can't imagine too many more new important characters appearing before Final War. That's a good question. The God Knights, right? I think we need to see the other God Knight characters. We already have Sheik. We already have Stabs. By the way, I saw somebody bring up earlier, no, Stabs is not the official name of the Shanks twin. That's just what we're calling him. Shanks and Stabs. We think Stabs is... So whenever, it's easier to say Stabs instead of Shanks' potential alter ego, Shanks' potential twin, Shanks' potential clone every single time. So Stabs. When I say Stabs, I'm referring to this Shanks clone thing. In terms of big player characters we could potentially see by the end of the story, I mean, I think unless they were a character that was previously brought up in like a flashback, something like a God Valley character, the God Knights that aren't named already, and then the characters that are present in the Elbaf story. So like seeing more of King Harold via flashback or more of Loki. I don't know. I don't really think there are very many more big player characters left. Like, I don't think there's any more. The Yonko aren't going to change by the end of the story now. We have the big four. It's Blackbeard, Shanks, Luffy, Buggy. We know that, right? I think we already kind of know who's going to be allying with who. Maybe there's potential for like a big revolutionary type character to show up. And then maybe other characters from the Void Century, right? So like I could see a big character related to Joy Boy in his past that we would see in flashback. I think would be a pretty major character. Yeah, but I don't know. On the whole, I don't think we're going to get too many more, especially not appearing at Final War. You're asking if they're going to appear for Final War. I don't know. I don't really think we're going to get more of them. Also, I got to say, I hate that on the mobile YouTube app that the chat like just auto freezes after a given period of time because then I can't see everything. So I'm going to open it up there. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this. There was a theory years and years and years ago of like a time travel theory where Frankie, Bonnie, and Luffy somehow like managed to put their powers together for time travel, which I thought was kind of weird and stupid, but it is what it is. And this theory brought up that Joy Boy had a brother and that the brother would maybe be an important character in the story moving forward. I never really fully bought that one. I feel like there were aspects of that one that actually did end up coming true, like stuff that happened with Vegapunk's technology and with Bonnie being important and having some type of tie with Luffy utilizing both their powers. But obviously it wasn't for time travel. It was just for Bonnie to go Gear 5 back at Egghead Island. So yeah, I don't think there's really that many more big player characters beyond ones that we already know. Yeah. I think if the character has been previously named, an Emu, a Loki, again, one of the God Knights, a Garling, we're going to see more of them. Kong, I think there's potential for Kong to maybe show up in some way. But yeah, on the whole, I don't think there's going to be too many new ones that are going to be in present day. I think if we get other big major player characters that are important to the story of One Piece, at this point, I think is going to be during whenever we get the Joy Boy flashback of what actually happened during the Void Century. That's my guess. Yeah. Like other members of the founding families or something like that. Yeah. Rob said, by the way, I don't have a question this week over in the Discord room, but he said, I just thought it was interesting to point out that the text spoilers said the caped woman looked a little like Lilith. It threw many things at the giant, and that's what felled him. They also mentioned in the text spoilers that the other person's sword handle is the same sword handle as Shanks's griffin and Garling's sword. Interesting. Okay. Is it actually the same sword handle? That's kind of cool. And that could potentially be interesting to bring up if Garling came to Elbaf at some point. We know that his kids are potentially here. That's kind of cool to bring up. Some people are theorizing that the Sheik might be Uta. See, we brought that up last week. I fully do not believe that whatsoever. I think there is 0% chance that that's Uta. I think Uta, and actually this was further proven by something that was brought up by Greg, who works for Shueisha in Japan. He tweeted out something at the beginning of the year where he said, oh, people really think that the guy with the long hair is Shiki. And then it was like the little emoji of like the laughing face. Obviously, he knows something, right? He works with Oda. He knows certain things. I feel like Shiki, like Uta, like some of these other movie characters may be implemented into the canon towards the ending, but I do not think are going to be major players within the story, like this Sheik character being Uta, or like the guy walking on the island being Shiki. I think the guy on the island could be Scopper. Everyone's been saying the Scopper theory for so long, but I think it could be somebody else. And this actually feeds into Clax's theory / question that he brought up in the Discord for this week, right? Saying how many more big player characters could be introduced. I mean, that guy, right? My assumption is that's Colin's father. That Colin's father is that guy that's been wandering Elbaf and has been aging. I think that's probably him. So if he's not Scopper, I mean, realistically, that could be a big player character that we have not seen. I could see that happening. Yeah. I'm seeing Alejandro in the chat saying, it's not Uta, it's actually Atu, an Uta clone. Oh, bro. Oh, brother. If all the God Knights end up being clones or something, oh, brother. I hope that's not the case. I hope they are individual characters. I mean, an Uta, I would be more fine, though, with it being an Uta clone than with it being Uta herself. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't want too many clone characters. I think it's fine for a few, but I don't want too many clone. I don't want all the God Knights to all be clones of like movie characters. That would be very strange. Where you got Shanks and Uta and they got clones, and then you'd have a Shiki clone, you'd have a Douglas Bullet clone. Please no. I don't want that. I don't want that. Don't do it, Oda. Please. Oh man. Oh, we got another donation, by the way. I'll get another donation up from Mike. Thank you very much, Mike. Hold on. I was going through the questions that were in the Discord, so I'll bring this up real quick. Mike donated $20, by the way. Thanks a lot, Mike, saying, let's say that Stabs is actually a clone. You know, I could see him having a bit of an obsession with Shanks, but being forced to be behind the scenes. Maybe he'll see Luffy and somehow defeats him. And what if he steals the Straw Hat and explains its significance? I mean, that would be kind of interesting. I like the idea of Luffy coming in contact with Stabs, potentially giving the hat back to him or wanting a fight or something, and then Stabs pulling a fast one on him and then taking the hat back. That would be kind of interesting, and that would definitely piss off Luffy if Stabs took Shanks' hat. I would like that. That's interesting. I'm a fan of that. I'm seeing a lot of people in the chat saying, same Roger, I really don't want any clones. One Piece, the Clones Strike Back. One Piece, the Clone Wars. I think 2 years ago, the clone floodgates opened with all the stuff that happened with Stussy. Probably. Also, there's just a lot of nice little comments in my chat this week from just regular viewers. Lots of nice comments. You got Alf saying, thanks for being here. Love your videos. Best wishes from Denmark. Happy New Year, Roger. Good morning and Happy New Year from Aaron Kelly. Nice. Great chapter. Love your videos from Hassan Raza. Maine is just saying thank you and hello. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, I think this is a really solid chapter. I think we went through all the theories. We went through all the super chats. I read all the messages in Discord. I think we've pretty much exhausted what there is to talk about during this chapter. Yeah. Gerver said, we still don't know anything about the big straw hat. That is also true. But I feel like that is going to be revealed whenever we get to Marijoa during Final War. Also, by the way, Roger, 432K subs. Congratulations. Wait, what? 430. I just hit 431 yesterday. What do you mean? 432. Oh my God. We hit 432 during the stream? Thank you. Whoa. That is awesome. 432K. Let's go. Dude, I was saying that I thought I wasn't even going to hit 420 before the 24-hour stream that's happening when I get back to LA. We're already at 432. My goal for the year was to hit 500,000 subscribers. If we keep this up, if we keep the hype going, and the Mammoth Boys are rising up, and we've got the One Piece streams and the Nintendo streams, and the Switch 2 is coming out this year, we got a lot of good stuff. One Piece live action season 2 is coming out this year. Nintendo Switch 2 is coming out this year, presumably, right? Metroid Prime 4 is coming out this year. We got a lot of stuff coming out this year, potentially the reveal of a new One Piece movie. We've got the finale of Egghead in the One Piece anime. We're going to have Kuma's flashback in the anime. It's going to be so well done. I already know those reaction videos are going to pop off. We got the new planet in Honkai Star Rail as well. We got a Morpheus or whatever it's called, the new Greek planet. We got all that stuff. There is lots of good content on the way. I still haven't even uploaded my Nintendo Hotel video. I still got to do that. I just haven't had time to sit down and edit it. But I got my Nintendo Hotel video still coming. I got lots of good stuff coming up. Also, I'm seeing, excuse me, Saeed brought up something in the chat. I want to read this. This is interesting. Saeed brought up that Colin's name was actually first revealed in chapter 1132 and didn't change. It was just a translation. I think it was actually supposed to be Colon because there's a famous wrestling family called Colon, especially Carlos Colon, who's Puerto Rican. Interesting. So you think like because Warland is a village of fighters and a country of fighters that they would have named the character after the wrestler? Maybe. I am seeing, though, there was another message from Stephen Paul, saying Stephen Paul said he decided to name on the name Colin to not confuse people with the intestine name. Right. So my take was that it was Colon, since most giants have wrestling-related names, and Carlos Colon is a famous one. So that might have been what it was, but then he just changed it to Colin. I honestly think that was the right move, to change it to Colin. I know some people don't like name changes, and for the most part, obviously, none of us like Zolo, right? They can go back and change it at some point, but I don't know if they ever will. Maybe if they eventually republish all of the different One Piece manga volumes, then maybe we'll eventually get volumes with Zoro in it. But for the time being, I think Colin is fine. I don't have any issues with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that kind of name change. I Ate Your Potato also donated. Again, we're already through donations. I was wrapping up the stream. We're still getting more donations. I Ate Your Potato donated and said, I heard a theory about Garling being based off Fenrir, and Fenrir having two sons, with one chasing the sun and one chasing the moon. Interesting. I like that. Oh, I like that actually. Garling being based on Fenrir and the two sons, right? And the sun one would be Shanks. He's chasing Luffy, and then the moon. Ooh, I really, really like that a lot, actually. That's a cool theory. Also, again, like a Fenrir devil fruit, I think would be kind of interesting because all the other Goros say have devil fruits or have devil type abilities or can transform into things. So I would love if, Garling was like a giant wolf or something. That would be kind of neat. I would actually love that. That would be great. By the way, Garl's age dismissed the time anomaly theory in Elbaf. Oh, you bringing that up, I'm glad you brought that up. That was the other thing I was going to bring up when people are mentioning the stuff with Biblio, and then mentioning that Biblio was there for centuries, but they didn't know where Biblio came from. You know how there was the whole thing with like the time dilation or whatever, and that you shouldn't stay on Elbaf too long? Maybe the owl was indeed from Roger's ship, but because days and weeks and years all feel different to them, that Biblio was maybe potentially from Roger's ship and was brought back like 50 years ago or something, and they thought it was actually centuries, but in reality, he's been there the whole time. I kind of like that, actually. I like the idea that, like, Roger had Biblio in the egg on the ship, visited Elbaf, the egg hatched, and then they just assumed, oh, he's been here for centuries, even though he's only been there probably like 50 years or something. That would be kind of neat. I like that idea. Also, Zorro giving me translation flashbacks in the chat saying, I never liked that they had the name Dogtooth Katakuri. Dogtooth, to be fair, though, was always the English scan translation and was never the official translation. Official translation always kept it Katakuri. It was never Dogtooth, which, thank goodness. I don't know. I don't even know why they went with Dogtooth. Very strange. And then Gizoid at the very end, he's saying, good morning, Roger. Good to see you, buddy. Happy New Year. And do you have any new goals to complete? Like I said, my big goal, 500K. I want to hit 500,000 this year. That is my number one big goal. I've been pushing for 500,000. I've wanted to hit 500,000. That was like a big thing. That's a milestone. Once you hit 500,000, floodgates open up for sponsorships. Floodgates open up in the algorithm. I want to hit 500K. That is my big goal I want to hit before the end of the year. And with the amount of subscribers that we're growing, in the first 3 days of the year, we already gained 2,000. I feel like we're going to be able to do it. I would love that. Let's hit 1 million. Why not? But I definitely want to hit 500,000. That's my absolute goal. 500K before the year is up. That's what I really want. Yeah, that's what I really, really want. So once again, thank you. Yes, sir, and let's make this guy's dream come true. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, with all that being said, I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you to all the members. Thank you to all the subscribers, to all the super chatters. If you enjoyed today's live reaction, of course, make sure to leave a like on the live stream, on the VOD. If you missed today's live reaction, which I completely understand because we're doing it on Friday instead of Sunday because the chapter came out on a weird day. Normally it comes out Sundays at 8 a.m. We do these chapters every single week, 8 a.m. on Sundays. You guys know the drill, but it came out on Friday this week. So I know we had a smaller audience than we normally do. Plus, I'm doing it vertical. I'm still not back in LA yet. I will be back in LA very, very soon. I've got a bunch of stuff coming up next week. I have the prep Roger Rambles for the 24-hour stream is going to be next Friday. That's going to be happening next Friday. I'm going to an event that I can't talk about on Wednesday, and we'll hopefully be able to post stuff about that event. And then I've got, of course, my Nintendo Hotel video I'm still working on. There's rumblings that we might get the Switch reveal next week. That would be kind of cool. So lots of cool stuff. And I've got other live streams, other games I want to play. So Happy New Year once again, everybody. I hope everybody had a lovely holiday season. I hope the beginning of your year has been great. Like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Nakama. Take care, everybody. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.